Happy Monday, everybody. My name is Edwin Edebiri, the Chief Happiness Officer. I want to welcome you to our call today. We do this call every Monday to kind of give you a jump start for the week on the foundation of happiness. Well, today, folks, I know that the whole country has been going through a whole lot of stuff. And so I've been kind of careful to decide, what do I want to talk about today? What can I do? What role can I play? And so as I go about, come to work and go around town and just listen to people talk, and I couldn't help but settle on a topic that I hope it not only help during the kind of times we are going through right now, but can help in other times. And so my topic for today is fear and happiness. Yes, fear and happiness. There's a lot of fear in the air right now, and different people are experiencing it differently. But let me start by saying this. It was Lucius Seneca, the great Roman philosopher, that said it. He said, where fear is, happiness is not. Okay, let me say this again. Where fear is, happiness is not. That was back in 65 AD, okay? So people have been struggling with fear for some time, and it's been affecting happiness, okay? Now, more recently, my grandma, told me, she lived to 102 years old, so I know she has wisdom. She told me that a life that is lived in fear is a life that is half-lived. So whether fear is totally going to zap out your whole happiness or going to leave you half happy, fear can have some very serious impact on your happiness. Now, we all have different kind of fear. There is fear of running out of money. There is fear of commitment. There is fear of success. There is fear of failure. There is fear of embarrassment. There is fear of poor health, fear of loneliness, fear of somebody intimidating you or somebody picking on you. There is fear of the unknown. Whatever that fear is, it can eat up your happiness. Now, I know some of you have attended some motivational workshop or listened to some, audio tape or stuff where they give fear the acronym that fear is false evidence appearing real. And maybe I've even used that before. And maybe that's true also. But I also want to tell you there are some legitimate fears that are not false evidence. They are real. If your boss is threatening to fire you, or you are afraid of deportation, or somebody just announced bad news to you for your health situation, or someone put a gun in your head and they're going to pull a trigger, those are real fear. Those are legitimate fear. Okay. However, whether it's real or not, you still have to deal with it. Okay, you have to deal with the fear. And so that's what I want to focus on this morning, this message, is that you have to realize that you have power over your fears. And if you don't exercise that power, then fear will eat you alive. Okay, what is life anyway if you are just going to kind of leave it, in complete fear and not knowing what's going to happen? That's not fun. It really is not. Okay, I remember, when my daughter was being conceived, and the doctor broke the news to us. And this was the first year that the state of California wanted the fetus to be tested for all kind of stuff. And so she was tested. And the fetus had sickle cell. And so we only have two options. One was to take it away, and the other was to know what we are going to live with. And it was not a very hard choice at that particular time for us, because myself and my wife look at each other within a few seconds, we know what the answer was. But there was still fear. It did not remove it. We took action, okay? And I started to talk into my wife's stomach from that time that that baby had power over sickle cell. Every single day, 2, 3, or 4, 5 times a day. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, well, if it's that simple, then everybody will be. Well, folks, that was the action I knew to take at that time. And it relieved me of a lot of situations, a lot of stress. And it actually made me happy. And, of course, it also made my wife happy. She giggled when I put my mouth on her stomach and start whispering that. Now, fortunately, my daughter has lived, very, very beautiful life. She's 21 years old now. Now, of course, she's still in constant pain. Sickle cell doesn't just go away because, you have power over it. But she's a strong young lady, and she's managing it. So whatever your fears are, and I'm telling you there's a whole lot of fears right now around us, around this country, around the world. Whatever that fear is, number one, you have to realize you have power over that fear. And you have to exercise that power. Because if you don't, then the fear will eat you alive. You will die before it's the time that you are pronounced dead. So recognizing that you have power over the fear, then the second thing is you have to take action. It doesn't matter, even if it's just baby steps, you have to take action. In action, give room for your fear to thrive and for it to continue to consume you. You have to understand, folks, happiness is not a destination. Happiness is the journey. And even if you are not sure if you will make it to the destination, you can definitely enjoy the journey and every step of it. And so take action. Number 3, become an advocate for that which you fear. Folks, I'm telling you, it takes away the focus from you and now a focus on others. And a lot of you have heard me say this over and over again. If you are not currently volunteering, start to volunteer. Volunteering doesn't only help the organization or the person you volunteer for. It's a huge therapy for you. Redirect your fear. Redirect your energy. And you will find out that, yes, you truly have power. And then seek help. Okay, if your fear is such that it is starting to paralyze you to where you feel like you cannot even take any action, then you need to seek help. Sometimes just talking it out, just sharing with people you can trust, can help to reduce the grip that the fear has on you. And you can start to live your life again. So seek help. Don't sweat it alone. You are feeding into the fear. And I know sometimes people say, well, and I just want to cut off from people. I want to be alone. I want to be by myself. That is the worst thing that you can do because you're feeding into that fear. The fear is saying, yes, now I got him or I got her all to myself. You can't do that. We are social beings. We can feed off of each other, especially people you can trust, people that can encourage you, people that can support you, people that can just say a little whisper into your ears and say, this too shall pass. Because it will. Folks, think about it. Look back in your history. Some of the things that have kind of gripped you with fear And when you look forward and think, oh, there was no way this was going to ever pass, well, you are still around today talking about them, which means it did pass. And so this too shall pass. And whatever fear you are feeling, understand that it will pass. You have power over it. And then be a pillar for somebody else. You know, sometimes I've had a situation where somebody shared with me and they say, you know what, Edwin, I wasn't sure I could go through that alone. But then when I realized I could be a pillar for somebody else, it gave both of us the strength to go through it. So, folks, my message for today, and I'm not going to drag it all out, is understand whatever fear you're going through, it is going to affect your level of happiness if you don't deal with it head on. If you don't renounce it, if you don't claim the power that you have over it. And if you do these things, I'm telling you, you would overcome your fear and you will regain your level of happiness. So this is the message for today, folks. Fear and happiness. Happiness would overcome your fear. Okay, my name is Edwin Edebiri, and I am the Chief Happiness Officer. And time to close out our normal routine, I'm going to count to 2, and everybody say Happy Monday. 1, 2.
Happy Monday.
All right. Thank you very much. You guys stay happy.